Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Clyde Harden, part of the Mind Your Business Money team, Mind Your Business Moment team. Me and my wife, we do our best to take our experiences and bring them back to you here on this platform. Listen, we are always going to bring you relevant information, real-time experiences. We realize now that God has blessed us to be forerunners in business, entrepreneurship, so that we can be able to come back to you, you, that entrepreneur who's watching this video right now, and share with you our experiences so you can either learn from them like we learn from them, or, like I say, along the way, or you can avoid them and not have to go through them at all. So we want to help you realize that entrepreneurship is possible for everybody who chooses to be part of it. And you can win. You can be very profitable in entrepreneurship and you don't have to struggle and figure out, the hard way. So watch this. I want to bring to you a topic, a quick topic today on money isn't real. A book we read in a men's group called I think it's Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's a topic in chapter 5 I thought was profound, and I wanted to truly bring it to you guys here. So listen, do me a favor, sit back, relax as we get ready to walk into another topic on Mind Your Business Money. Watch this. Hey, welcome back. So listen, real quick, I want to talk to you real quick about this topic. Money isn't real. Money isn't real. I know it's crazy, right? But listen, trust me in this. I challenge you to listen to me on this. And as I share this with you, when I first heard Robert Kiyosaki read this in the book and or share with this in the book, it took me a little while to realize this or really understand this, especially when I was in entrepreneurship. When I first read this book the first time, I think I read it now maybe 3 or 4 times. I was not in entrepreneurship. But now that I'm in entrepreneurship, I actually see what he means, that money isn't real. So listen, I want to share with you real quick a little thing that we kind of did an excerpt from the book of chapter 5. It says, money is an idea. Kiyosaki stresses that money isn't itself isn't real. It's a concept. The rich understands this and know how to leverage ideas. Write that down. The rich understands this and understand how to leverage ideas. Watch this. They leverage ideas, opportunities, and their financial intelligence to build wealth. Listen, you got to realize that to be able to succeed in business, I took some notes here. I want to make sure that you got them. To be able to succeed in business, I need to be able to believe money isn't real. It's an idea. Now, watch this. Let me take you to the real thought process of money and reason why, if you don't believe money is real, if you do believe money is real, it's limiting. And watch this. Most of us, we will look at life and we'll look at the realization of money. And listen, now don't get me wrong, you can realize money. You can realize money, but you don't want to. Let me teach you what it means to realize money. Let's say, for instance, you look in the bank account and you have $3,000 in the bank account, and that's you see it tangible. Even if you take it out the bank, put it in your hand, you see it as tangible money. And if you see it as tangible money, now you're gonna limit your life on how much you can do with this tangible realization of I have only $3,000. So now you can think to yourself, maybe I can pay my bills, maybe I can, go out to eat, maybe I can enjoy a few things, maybe I can buy a couple things, but until I get more real money, I can do nothing else. And so most poor people, not wealthy people, I'm teaching this today, most poor people live their life, as they realize money. They work hard. After they work hard, that money leaves their bank, that leaves their employer's bank account, and it enters their bank account. And now my life is limited by how much money I have. Listen, Kiyosaki says it to us in his book that it is a concept itself is not real. The rich understands this and know how to leverage the idea. See, the problem is we only think as far as the money in our hand. That's why right here, to succeed in business, I need to be able to believe money isn't real. I got to believe money isn't real. And most of us don't realize this, but on your life day to day, you operate on the fact that money isn't real. Your boss capitalize on the fact that money isn't real. And if you can think this way yourself, you can become a boss. Let me teach you how you operate and how your boss capitalize. Your boss pay you on the idea of money. What he did was, or what she did was, is hired you and said, I'm going to pay you so much money an hour. Let's say it's $35 an hour. Let's kind of do some simple math. I think it's 35.50 or 37.50. I'm trying to get to the point about $3,000 every paycheck. But they tell you, look here, I want you to work for 35, $37 an hour. And once you finish working, I'm going to pay you. Now, you don't know if the money's in the bank account or not, but you're hoping that with the idea that they gave you at the end of your working, you're going to realize the money they told you. So they use the idea of money. That's what Robert Kiyosaki says. He says, the rich understands how to leverage idea. Listen, watch this, they told someone that I'm going to get something done. And that someone says, okay, if you can get it done, I'll pay you. So they don't do it. They're going to get you to do it. So watch this. Someone else is going to pay them to get something done, and they got the idea they can get it done, and then they give you the idea they're going to pay you, and you do it. And then eventually, when you finish doing it, they get paid, you get paid. The whole process was completed with no money at all. In your mind, you thought they had a whole lot of money in the bank account, just an endless flow of money. But the fact that you thought money was endless, it allowed you to work with the assumption that you was going to eventually get money. This is how the wealthy operates. The wealthy operates with the same way you operate. You have it there. You have the belief that there was an endless amount of money that was going to be portioned out and given to me so I can get work done. So you went to work automatically. So this is a small scale on how we need to start realizing that money isn't real to get things done. Now, will it eventually be realized? Yes. But the moment you realize the money, eventually I will get the $3,000. Eventually I'll get the $2,500. But the moment you get it in your hand, now that money is limited because you can only do physically, mentally what it tells you can do. It tells you can do. But I only want to realize enough to pay my bills. I only want to realize enough to live my lifestyle. I want to know that money is realized, but the rest of it is endless. So if I can think that money is endless now, the same way my boss utilized me with an idea that he was going to pay me. And watch this, the boss is in the middle. I want you to become the boss. And that's what we're going to shift to in a second. Your boss is in the middle. Your boss knows someone who has money. And the person with money says, I need something done. The boss has the idea, I can get it done. And so therefore, he finds somebody who can do it, whether it's you or anyone else. And they tell you the idea. They told the boss, the person with the money, I got an idea that I can solve your problem. So this person is patient enough to establish a understanding. I'm going to pay this boss some money eventually. So he entertains someone with an idea, I can fix your problem. Then he entertains you that I'm going to pay you to fix the problem. You fix it with the idea. This person is holding back money with the idea, and now he's getting stuff done. Now, this is only one of you. Now, he hasn't paid you anything, but you work for 2 weeks. Let's say he has 10 employees, and let's say he's going to make $10,000 per employee to get something done, but he only pays you, let's say, 8,000 or say 3,000. If he has multiple employees that he's going to get paid $10,000 for, he pays you 3,000. You working on the idea you're going to get paid. He's working on the idea he's going to get paid. This person is working on the idea that you're going to solve the problem. He has 10 other people. When everything's said and done, he's going to eventually pay you. And now the fact that he didn't have any money, but he had the idea that I can pay these people to get this job done, he's going to make money off of multiple people. If he only looked at the amount of money he had in his hand, he would not have done any of that. So the wealthy people say, I cannot realize, or I cannot think that money is only limited to what I have in my hand. I have to be able to move off an idea and leverage ideas and opportunities. I got the idea that I can do what you need done, and I have the opportunity of using other people to get it done. This is how wealth is created. And if you can move like this, you can do anything possible. Let me show you a perfect example of this. There are people out there that sell property. See, what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to get you to say, oh, money is fake. I'm trying to get you to think that money is endless. If you think money is endless, and you have access to endless money, now your ideas can be endless. But if you think that I can only work with real money, that means your idea is going to be limited only to the money you have. So I want you to think about this here. So if you, there are people called property brokers. I was sharing this to them with the men in the class. If you are a property broker, you literally go up to a door, knock on the door, and say, "Hello, ma'am. Your house, I like it." And person living in the house, this is crazy. Person living in the house, and you assuming that they don't want to live there. You can look at someone's house, and you know what? They probably don't want to live here. Probably would rather have something else. They probably love moving to an apartment because you see the house become run down. It's not maintained. This is some property brokering information here. And he said, "You know what? I bet you I can go knock on the door and offer that person a certain amount of money, and they'll sell me that house." And you walk up there and say, "Ma'am, I'm like to buy your house." They probably gonna look at you crazy, in the mind, but then money talks, and the rest walks. And she says, "How much you gonna buy my house for?" Well, you look at the house and you think about the person. You say, "You know what? I give you $100,000 for this house." A person struggling, $100,000 that blew their mind, and they say, "Okay, how do we do this? I sign a contract on it, and in 45 days we're gonna close on it." This person didn't give a person a dollar, but they have the idea that this person wants to be out this house. They got the idea, I can go find somebody to get this house. So what we would do, regular people, we'll look for the real. If we only have $100,000 in hand, then we can buy that house. But if we don't have $100,000 in hand, we can't buy the house. So we take our ability to buy this house because we're looking for money to the realness of money, to realize money. But if we think, you know what, money is endless, I have access to endless amounts of money. That's like a fake way of thinking, right? But no, it's not. Money is endless. There's out there everywhere. I have access to it. All I need is an idea and opportunity. All I need is an idea and opportunity. I need an idea that I can buy this house and an opportunity to sell it. You go with that person, they say, "Okay, then 45 days, we're going to close on this house." You do all the legal paperwork on it and you get it on contract and you set it up and you go from there and you take that contract and say, "Hey, I just bought a house." How many of y'all know you can buy a house just with a signature? Yep, no money transaction. I just bought a house. So now I don't want to buy the house. I don't want that house, but I know somebody who wants it. And listen, an opportunity. I go to a couple people who I know who's buying properties left and right and say, "Hey, I got a house for you that you want to buy." He say, "Okay, then." He says, "How much you want for it?" "I want $150,000 for the house." "Okay, then no problem." We sign a contract on the house. I sign a contract to buy the house, opportunity. I find somebody who want the house, opportunity. I got the idea, I can sell the house, idea. And now we go to closing. The person I bought it from shows up, didn't even know I was going to bring somebody. The person who I'm selling the house to didn't know I was bringing somebody. We sell the house. The person who wants the house get the 100. I keep the 50,000. I made $50,000 because I connected opportunity with my idea. I have access to endless money if I can just think it. So therefore, we come to the conclusion that if I can truly believe that money is not something that is has to be real in my hand, I can now do whatever I want with this in mind. I can make as much money as I can believe as long as I find people who think as big as me and want to buy it from me. So the problem is I usually have limited thinking and I usually hang around small-minded people. So if I think only small, I'm only going to be able to make small money. But if I can change my mind to big thinking that can do big things, and I can find people who think as big as me and be willing to pay for my big ideas, now money is endless. I do construction right now, just another example of this. And in this world of entrepreneurship, you don't have immediate transactions of money. What happens is they'll say, "Hey, I got a house that needs to be remodeled." You say, "Okay, no problem. I can remodel it." Not me. I have the idea. I can remodel it. I got the opportunity of finding somebody who can do it for me. They say, "Okay, I got $50,000 to pay you to remodel this house." I say, "Okay, then no problem. I'm gonna pay this guy $40,000 I'm gonna say $30,000 to restore the house." So I got 50,000. I pay him 30. I keep 20. Now we don't have any money at all, but the fact that I'm not going to limit myself to having real money and force them to pay me now. I now have access to endless money because no one's going to pay you right now in the business world. They're going to tell you got to wait. They're going to probably ask you to do net 30 sometimes, net 45. Net 30 means I'm going to pay you in 30 days. Net 45 means I'm going to pay you in 45 days. You got to talk to that contractor and let that contractor know, hey, we're going to get paid. And that contractor, whether you believe it or not, will work on the idea I'm going to get paid. Now, if I did this to one house, if I'm crazy enough to do it on one house, then I do it on 5 houses, 6 houses, 10 houses. Most people will limit themselves and say, I don't have that kind of money. I can't start this job. I don't have the money to pay the people. And you will limit yourself and say, you know what? I need real money to do real work. You will never get anything done in entrepreneur world. But if you say, you know what? I'm going to begin to work on the idea. I'm going to pay everybody. And if I got the idea, I'm going to get paid. And I've got the idea, I'm going to pay them. Now I can do multiple things with little to no money. That's how the wealth move. I know it's crazy, right? And I feel like there's so many questions. I like to talk about stuff like this when I got the ability to answer questions. But this is how wealth moves. Brother, listen, you do it the same way. And there's no way somebody's going to work and only get paid after they do the work. No, you do it. You work for 2 weeks. At the end of your 2 weeks, they pay you. That's how operations work in business. We just don't think it. We believe they're going to pay us. And since we believe they're going to pay us, guess what? We work until we get paid. Contractors would do it. Bankers would do it. Multiple people would do this. We just got to change our limited thinking to believe we can do whatever we choose if we can unlock our minds. Listen, this is a little moment I wanted to share with y'all and give you a little bit of a thought process. Hope it makes sense and helps you understand. If you got a question about this, drop them in our message box or whatever you got to do to connect with us. I would love to answer your questions. Be blessed and keep moving out there as you mind your business as we mind ours.